Saturday brings that feel, especially when you've worked from Monday till Friday, or maybe Saturday is just part of those days where you tend to work. This is a good way to start the day regardless. Welcome, this is HotSports. My name is Babajide Guerrero. I'm your host, and of course the guys are very much in the studio with me. It's going to be another special Saturday where we have fun discussing and chewing on sporting issues that really trended in the world of sports. Guys, how are you? He's making his return anyways. We said it. There's this particular Jamaica sound. It says, if that song is good, play it again. It means if the song is good, you play it again. So yeah, if the debut was good, bring him again for the live show. How are you, man?
Yeah, good morning.
Good to see you, man. How have you been?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good morning, viewers, and good morning to you guys.
Well, it looks very, very sharp, although you look a bit sleepy anyway. Did you get enough sleep in the night?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ready to go.
All right, so Lele, last week was your birthday. No birthday feel for you this week, so just get me straight to the point. How are you, man?
I'm very good, Rob. It's a season of love, and then again,
yeah. Of course, we'll go for a quick break, and when we return, the formalities get underway. And we are back. This is HotSports. If you're just joining us, you don't miss anything. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. But unfortunately, the Flying Eagles didn't enjoy their time in Niger as they crashed out in the semi-finals. Yeah, it's easy to say that maybe the plan was to get a World Cup ticket, but Israel, you have a feeling that when you're in the last four of a tournament as crucial as that, you want to win, especially when you lose by penalties.
Yes, very sad one. Painful loss because we considered a goal in the 75th minute and we managed to score a goal some few minutes to the end of the game, and the game went to extra time and penalty. Unfortunately, we lost. Well, despite the fact that we lost, there are some positives we can take out of this team. There are some young players in the team, the goalkeeper and some other players. Paul Boko has done very, very well, I must confess, putting the squads together, getting the tickets to Poland, I think, is a nice one for them. So they can go back and see where they falters and see how they can build up the team and set a better team for the World Cup. All the same, for me, I think it's a win-win situation.
No, I think it's too early for me to ask this question if I thought there's a future for these guys, because I want to watch them at the World Cup and then we decide. But from what you've seen in this tournament so far, a decent bunch, you would say?
Well, yes, a new set of generation of Nigerian players at under 20. Yes, a lot of people might want to feel that we should have actually won this because Nigeria are record winners of this championship, the AYC, with 7 times. But of course, we met our good luck against Mali. But of course, I think the team has got it going to the future. And I feel that Paul Bogmo will still have an influence from few players out of the World Cup.
Before the World Cup.
Like this is the time for you to get players as well.
Okoro Dudu, that name sure rings a bell. Former Nigerian Olympic boxer. We had a discussion with him at the stadium, and it's time for you to listen to what we talked about. Stick around. When we return, we'll go straight into the ring with Inside Boxing here on HotSports with Bola Tito Yenei on standby.
Boxing in your days is no longer what we see. It's like plenty of soup in the pot and barely no soup now. How did we come to this?
Well, it has to do with sponsorship and interest. Some people are there as boxing members. They don't have the interest. Some people cannot influence the government to see how much they can contribute to the development of boxing. Boxing so far is dying or is dead. Because I remember my days with select competitions to go. If you cannot go to this, you go to the other, because there's a lot of competition for you and there is a lot of sponsorship from government. But today is not so.
Looking back at those days, you were in the ring. Well, what are some of these memorable moments you would like to reflect on in your past fights?
My past fight, I would say the Olympics. The Olympics, I made a mistake. I won that fight. That was in Atlanta. In Los Angeles. I made a mistake because I have a perfect punch. Anybody that I give that punch will go down and will not stand up. I forgot to send the punch in that fight. I was supposed to send my left hook, which I am known for. I did not send the left hook. I was just playing with that boxer, beating him at will. But only to give you the fight. It's a 3-2 split decision because they don't want me to meet Veggie, whom I have fought in Kastroy, the then Western Germany. I'm coming to meet him 4 months after the competition. So, and the Americans were here to come and train us. So it was me, Charles Wonkolo, Rolando Moruji. We are the 3 boxers. They penciled down to win medal for our country, and they want to make sure we don't qualify. So that one was one of the fights I can never forget. It hurts every time I think about it.
Do you see any future for boxing, even now that you are involved in grooming young ones to at least do something in boxing?
Yes. Seeing boxers at the last sports festival, I see some good prospects, good boxers, but we need good coaches. Because you are a national coach does not qualify you to be at the helm of affairs. Call coaches from other states you think they can help you. So we invite other coaches from other states, even the ones that are no more boxing. So coaches who have retired and you know they are good, call them. Everybody join hands together to give our country a good team.
You've talked about the future of boxing. Do you see Nigeria's chances in future competitions?
Like I said before, we have good boxers from the National Sports Festival. Let's get them together, start training them the way we used to. We have 3 teams. We have coaches from state, we invite coaches from state, assign them to these teams, aside the national coaches, so that they can be working. Thank God they are starting the boxing series. By next month, there's going to be boxing series. Every week, there's going to be boxing tournament in different states. Nigeria boxing series takes off next month. So we'll be able to get good boxers that can represent the nation.
As preparations for Tokyo 2020 started?
No. This is Nigeria. They wait till the last minute. The truth is bitter, but speaking the truth, they say we set you free. But Nigeria, if you speak the truth, you get into trouble. So what the heck? You can go to trouble, you can get into trouble, get into anything. It's our country. They will not start training till 4 weeks to the Olympics. Maybe they will try, they'll say 8 weeks. But Nigeria is Nigeria.
And we are back, and we're back in the ring. I never box alone on this one. I've got my spar partner. Is it sparring partner or spar partner, right?
Sparring partner.
Sparring partner with me. Balatito Yenei, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, how does it feel like? Because in football, there's something called octopus. Now, an octopus in football is anyone who gets predictions correctly. You should be feeling like an octopus of boxing right now, because you did mention you were sat right there in that chair last time out, when you mentioned that Gervonta Davis will stop Hugo Lloris before 6 rounds. But hey, Gervonta went even 5 rounds better. He stopped him right in the first round. Did you see that coming?
I honestly thought Gervonta would stop him within 6. I expected Hugo Lloris to put up some resistance, but then I feel Hugo Lloris got in there the first round and he decided that he didn't really want to be there for that long.
Exactly. Yeah. And Gervonta tore him apart right in the first seconds of with some body walks and correct jabs. And then it was interesting, Tito, because his face was already bleeding.
Yeah.
In the first, was there something else in Gervonta's hand?
I think Gervonta Davis he's very aggressive, very precise, and he has a lot of punching power. So I feel that Hugo Lloris's defense wasn't there, and he was there to be hit. And if you're there to be hit, it's going to show, as evidenced by the blood. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you see this happening? Maybe a rematch? Maybe Hugo Lloris will think to himself that, hey,
not a chance in this world, because Hugo Lloris was even a replacement. To his original. The person who was meant to fight originally. I don't think Hugo Lloris even wants to fight Gervonta Davis again.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you talked about how aggressive Gervonta is. Aggression is not what his mentor is known for. I'm talking about Floyd Money Mayweather.
The funny thing is, a younger Mayweather was a very aggressive boxer, extremely aggressive. But as he stepped up in the weight classes, you're fighting bigger guys. You can't
come at them.
You can't come at them the way you used to. But a younger Mayweather said that Mike Tyson was his idol growing up. And if you watch Mayweather's fights against Arturo Gatti and the likes, against Corrales and Castillo, you can see
that
that aggression
in him.
And I'm sure if Gervonta Davis decides to move up in class and he starts fighting the bigger guys, I'm sure he will adjust accordingly.
All right, let's just adjust accordingly right now, because in the world of boxing, there will be a huge fight this month. Well, huge for us boxing fans, but if at all you really know boxing as a sport, maybe not entirely huge because of the kind of belts they'll be fighting for. Well, we're talking about the IBO super middleweight fight happening between James DeGale and taking on Chris Eubank Jr. And that one right there would be a big fight for both of these fighters. One man 33, the other one 29. One happened to be he has cemented a comfortable place in history for himself, being the first British guy to have a world championship and the Olympic gold medal. Meanwhile, Tito, the other guy is the son of a legend. We expect him. I mean, lion doesn't give birth to a sheep, no disrespect, but this particular guy has not really, he's yet to scratch the surface of being legendary. How do you say this one will be like?
James DeGale has always shown us that he's a very skillful boxer. I mean, you can't not know how to box and have an Olympic gold medal and a world championship. So, but the truth being told, he's at the end of his career. He's 33 years old, and last year he vacated his IBF super middleweight world championship, and I believe that that's because he knows that he doesn't want to face tough challenges for his belt. So he'd rather go out on a high note, facing people he actually wants to fight. So, and for Chris Eubank Jr., being the son of a legend is never easy.
Absolutely.
Because everything he does, he gets compared to his dad. And at 29, he's in his prime. He's yet to win a major world championship. He's been asked to step up to the plate twice against two boxers, being Billy Joe Saunders and George Groves, and he's come up short twice. So I feel like this might be his chance to show that he has what it takes to beat
the big boys.
So it's very tough to predict. It's really a pick and
when is this fight happening in April again?
It's happening on February 23rd. So next week Saturday.
Is O2 Arena in Greenwich?
Yes, O2 Arena in Greenwich.
All right, so let's talk about. Do you feel that James DeGale's mind is not entirely in the sports anymore?
So I don't think his mind is really there. And there's nothing. That's not a knock on him, because at 33 years old, you have to pick your fights. He's old in the game. And
experienced?
He's experienced, but he's old in the game. He doesn't have anything to prove to anyone. And yeah,
should that be the issue right there? I don't have anything to prove.
Not necessarily, but Marvin Hagler said it's hard to wake up in your comfortable pajamas in your comfortable house and be asked to jog miles every morning. So I feel maybe the fight is not there for him. He's still a very skilled boxer, and I still believe he can give a lot of people problems. But I don't know if he really wants to put himself through rigorous training at this point in his career. All
right, so Octopus Bola Tito Yene, you've called the Pacquiao game. You actually got that one correctly. You also called the Gervonta Davis game. In fact, specifically, you said it will be stopped. He will stop Hugo Ruiz before 6 rounds. So how do you want to call this one? This one is for the IBO super middleweight bout, James DeGale versus Chris Eubank Jr.
I see Chris Eubank Jr. winning this. I see he's very aggressive.
Decision?
No, that
knockout?
Neither of these guys have been knocked out before, but Chris Eubank is clearly the bigger puncher. It's tough to say, because I believe that DeGale has the experience to not get knocked out. Okay, so you think Eubank will carry the day eventually? I think Eubank will win. Eubank Jr. will win, whether by decision or knockout. But I think that he's just too aggressive. He's a very aggressive fighter, and I feel like he's going to pressure DeGale all night. All right. Okay, so that's it. So this would make it 3-3. So you get it correct. All right, no bad. If it's 3-3, then I'll just
maybe give you whatever gift you says you want, which is something realistic anyway. So
Okay.
exactly, because I don't want you to ask you to ask for Bentley or something. All right, guys. Yeah, it's been a fantastic time here in Inside Boxing. We would have Balatito return to us when that particular fight is nigh. Yet again, maybe next week thereabout, to chew more on the things. Balatito, thank you so very much for coming on the show as usual.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we will do this again very soon, and hopefully you don't get this correctly, because I don't want to patch on my
I want to get this correct. I have a feeling.
All right, guys, the show returns. It's all sports. You don't want to miss what is left of it. Stick around. And we're back. All right, of course. It's going to be difficult, not wanting Balatito to continue on his boxing thoughts, but we just had to cut him to continue with the other part of the show. Well, this is the part where we get a little bit feisty in terms of facts and figures and know-how, because this year is HotSports, and we are back for the argument. Gentlemen, the particular season, this season, the 2018-2019 season, has been a little bit topsy-turvy for Chelsea Football Club when Mauricio Sarri, the coach from Napoli, came to join. It brought in a lot of joie de vivre feeling, a lot of happiness and joy, and they were playing and scoring goals aplenty. Fast forward to 6 months down the line, unfortunately, that particular joy has turned to deep, dark clouds, especially with Manchester City whooping Chelsea silly at 6-0. So we're asking this beautiful Saturday morning, should Sarri leave Stamford Bridge? And of course, the gentlemen will be right back with their thesis statement. You don't want to miss this. We are back. We are seeing this morning. Of course, the number is on your screen, and so is our social media platforms. Do well to reach us at HotSportNG across board, including our YouTube channel and www.hotsporttv.com. Israel, Sarri.
I think Sarri should leave. I think Sarri should leave with immediate effects.
Obagide, a bad in your office doesn't mean you're worse off. I think the game against City 6-0 was just one of those games, and of course, they still have so much to still offer Chelsea.
Okay.
All right, I like this already. He's already answered him saying okay. All right, so yeah, it's okay for us to go for a break, and when we return, this gentleman, he will slug it out with words. And we are back. We're asking this morning, is Mauricio Sarri, coach of Chelsea, is he on his way out of the bridge? And Israel said, with immediate effect. Leia said, no, bad in the office. Israel, I give you the floor.
I think viewers at home will agree with me that Sarri should leave Chelsea. Chelsea are falling gradually.
It's getting there. It's
They're
getting
falling
there.
gradually.
You can't just say that
from fighting for the league. Now they are in fourth position, from 4th to 5th. Definitely, gradually they'll go back to 6th, and you're still leaving Sarri there to coach the team for doing what
we need to understand
now,
that
this Sarri left Napoli without winning the league, came to Chelsea. You sack a Conte that's won the league, that won the league for Chelsea, and now he started managing his players. Now Sarri cannot even maintain top 4. Top 4 is not even for Chelsea, because Chelsea is not Chelsea goes for the league season to season, but this season now the top 4 is not even sure. They can't win the league again. Now they are looking for top 4, which is not Chelsea like.
Mauricio Sarri is one coach who has actually distinguished himself from Napoli. Coming to Chelsea, a different kettle of fish. Yes, he's having a bad time right now as a Chelsea manager, but going forward, we should know his mistakes and do well. I think at the time where Chelsea, the board aren't giving so much to buy those players. We are seeing the kind of players in Chelsea, like Gonzalo Higuain, even.
Sold Morata, Gonzalo Higuain coming to the team, and he's not doing well. From Napoli, a coach that couldn't win the league with Napoli, couldn't win the Champions League. You brought him to Chelsea, for taking Chelsea from 1st to 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Now Chelsea they're sitting in 6th position, losing to Manchester City. Now Manchester City,
I can't lose a game and you see that as a yardstick for me to leave.
Chelsea is supposed to be a title contending team, and they lost
the league is a long race. He has not lost 4 or 5 games.
He lost to Bournemouth,
in the beat,
and he lost to Bournemouth.
And they came back strong in the other game by 5-6-0.
Huddersfield. Huddersfield.
It's not a team.
And your mates, like, you couldn't beat your mate, Man City.
The thing is, we are in February at the time of the league where there are so many congestions with the fixtures. Chelsea right now are not doing so well in terms of getting the results on the way. But of course, we still have to play the UEFA Europa League. Excuse me, they'll be playing in the Carabao Cup final. So I think right now in the league, they're not doing well, fine. But it can't because of that, it's not doing well in the league. Now extra that are assessing that it should leave. It is quite unfortunate.
Look, Chelsea now.
It's Moses Wenger that spent most to 22 years was devoted 7 to 8 some different things. Wasn't asked people, there'll be outcries. Every
Chelsea fans. Can I give a stat? Since Mourinho left, any coach Chelsea brings to the team always get the Champions League at least after 2 seasons.
Like I've been saying, Guerrero, I think for Chelsea right now, they are at points where they are deep in form, and of course that's why they are getting results.
Which is normal in sports.
Which is normal, and of course against the City, City is a top team, but it's wrong to have lost at that pace 6 goals to 0. Yes, there'll be an outcry because it's very normal for it to be Chelsea, a big club like Chelsea, being defeated by 6 goals to 0. But of course, it doesn't mean the coach, should just take the blame on just.
So do you think Mauricio Sarri is the man for Chelsea?
He is the man going forward at this moment because, like they say, you have to take a step at a time. By the time there was starting Conte, he's come, he's doing
he won the league in less than 2 seasons.
We've not even gone to half of the season. He's about to win a trophy come Sunday.
Carabao Cup. Are you celebrating Carabao Cup?
What are you saying?
And it's playing Carabao against Man City. Man City just beat you 6-0.
So now, that's why I said earlier on that there's a chance for redemption. And like I told you, redemption is part of life.
Gentlemen, let's this is going to go back and forth in all fairness, but for the sake of time, we need to get to that point where we eat it on the head. So in the next 30 seconds, I want you to wrap up. I'll lay out your thoughts, please, your final submission.
Mauricio Sarri is a fantastic coach, good passer of the ball, the tiki-taka notion. But of course, most times when you don't get it good against a particular team, it doesn't mean you're a bad coach. Guardiola suffered same fate when he was in Spain. But of course, it might not be just same margin. But of course, he believed in his style of football. He won laurels. Come on, this is England. You have to learn your lesson, and that's what Sarri is learning at this moment in time.
Okay.
Well, Sarri came with the Sarri ball, but right now, it's what he has now is the sorry ball. I think the old Chelsea fans in Nigeria and all over the world, they are crying now. They want Sarri out. I think Sarri should just pack his bag and leave Chelsea for good.
Well, gentlemen, I've really done justice to this topic, but we're looking for your own thoughts as well. Please do well to send us a message on the text message platform on your screen. Please do not call, send us a text. We'll be right back with the final thoughts on Final Whistle. This is a part of the Final Whistle, and I think for a while, every Chelsea fan in the world was actually happy that Sarri came aboard. But then again, it's not really particularly covered Chelsea in glory. From playing Eden Hazard as a false 9 when he had Oliver Giroud and Alvaro Morata on the bench. He also at some point in this season he kind of pushed the likes of Victor Moses out of the team, and Willian was not enjoying the very best of form. As well, recently, the biggest goof I've seen in a while in the Premier League, playing one of the world's best defensive midfielder, N'Golo Kante, in the attacking midfield position. It looks as if is out of touch, but yet again, I don't think that's enough for him to take a walk. I think this Chelsea team needs a bit of stability and a bit of balance as well. And maybe bring in his talisman in Gonzalo Higuain, things could change for the better. Guys, that's where I'd like to leave it on the Final Whistle, but we thank you very much for joining us, especially following us on our social media platforms and of course on our website. And I have to extend my thanksgiving to the gentlemen in the studio as well. Starting with you. What's the plan for this weekend anyway?
Well, thanks to everybody that showed me love during my birthday. Of course, like I said, the season of love. Hopefully, I will hope for a brighter everybody in the future. Good to be on the show, the longest serving sports show on television.
All right, so Israel, back to back. It sure must feel good.
Yeah. Big thanks.
Yeah, but this is definitely not going to be the end. We're going to be having you because, of course, the guys definitely enjoy your company in the studio, and we have thoroughly enjoyed yours watching at home. Right? Say that again?
He's not a tourist.
He's not a tourist at all. He's a Drogba. He hit the ground running immediately once he got into the team. Guys, we thank you very much for joining us. We will see you again next week, Saturday. Remember, for all of us here in HotSports, take care of yourselves and each other. My name is Babajide Guerrero. Bye for now.